Howdy, howdy, y'all. Brian the Gravedigger here. It's Friday. It's the last day of Tech Week. I got a few things I dropped in here and there just to kind of be cool and show some extra stuff I have going on. But today is Game System Day. I'm going to run you through the game systems. I'm not actually going to turn most of them on. I'll turn a couple of them on, maybe the handhelds if I have the games. Basically, I'm trying to figure out the lengthening of my videos. Let's get to it. I felt like we should start off with the portables. As you can tell, my favorite NFL team. Didn't want to scratch anything. We got a Nokia Engage. This was a cell phone, but it also played video games. I wasn't able to find the game for this just yet. I think it's hiding out with my Game Boy Color and all my Sega Genesis. I figured I'd go ahead and I'd let y'all see it. It's fairly simple. SD card goes in there, and your SIM card goes there, and the game card goes here. They're fairly large games. It was cool, except for the fact that you had to talk like that. There's the earphone, there's the microphone. You look like a dingus holding this out to the side of your head like that. So essentially you're talking like that into it. Other than that, it was a pretty cool phone. A lot of fun, actually. Our next friend here, every 90s kid's favorite, the Game Gear. Of course, what Game Gear is complete without a copy of Mortal Kombat? Yes, it still works. Give me a second. I'll grab some batteries. So we're back. I got batteries. Of course, the major downside about this thing is that it frickin' takes 6 of them. I've already done some work on this. I've opened it up and cleaned out some corrosion. Not much though. That's a win. It's always fun to have old tech around, fire it up again. Another good thing, never leave batteries in your tech. Got the wrong one? Yep, wrong one. They're even made so you can't put them in the wrong place. Love it. Yeah, got the Game Gear. So I could fly. Okay. Next up, we'll go over the Wii's. This is a Wii that was donated to me because before my involuntary vacation, it was fairly common for people to just give me stuff. Not sure what's all going on with this one. I do have plans on modding it, giving it to my older sister for my nephews, since I have mine here. So we have mine. Got the SD. It's got the SD card. It's got a jump drive sitting out of the back of it. Of course, the GameCube memory card. And all the accoutrements. We got the PS4, which is currently plugged in, and all the controllers. Of course, a copy of Alita Battle Angel Steelbook. And my dog. We'll pull some of these out of the way. Let y'all actually get a look. So I guess since I started PlayStation, we'll roll PlayStation. This, for those of you at home that don't recognize it, is dusty as hell, I know. I just pulled all this stuff out of storage. It needs a good cleaning. But this is a piano black PS3. It has the Emotion chip in it, and it will run PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. One of the things I did do was I managed to actually get the card reader from Europe. So this one's even rarer than it looks. Not entirely sure if I was able to plug that in. I need to grab the motherboard clips and the ribbons, and I'll install this. I also need to find a Wi-Fi card for PS3. So if you have a busted PS3, hit me up on Twitter. That's B the Gravedigger. And let's see if we can't maybe get a trade going. Alright, so that's PS3. Everything's falling. So as your 500 gig PS3, I believe when I first bought it. Of course, me being me, I converted it. It had a terabyte in it, the same terabyte that's currently in the PS4. But you gotta love a PS3. They just look cool. Forget why that keeps falling out, but I need to look at that. Alright, so PS2s. That's PS2s. I always kind of hang my controllers in that kind of a formation off a ceiling hook. Alright, well, before we move on to PS2, gotta have the PS3 controllers. That's one thing I always liked about PlayStation, the controllers stack really nice. Can't talk about the PS2 without frickin' memory cards. I don't know if you can see it, but I actually wrote on them. Number 5 is blank, 1 blank, 3, 4. So that means 2's out there somewhere. And of course, original PlayStation memory card. The memories. I need to pick up another gray brick. I haven't had one in a long time. Kind of going through collecting old tech that I used to have that I mistakenly sold off in a moment of stupidity. If you got an old PS1 or PSX, hit me up. I definitely want the gray brick, but I need to have power supply and a controller, and we'll make something happen. So this is my personal PS2. I never had to trade it in. Like most of them, they get to the point near the end of their operation life where they don't want to read the purple discs. So this is the one where I learned how to open them up and adjust the laser assembly, which is, it explains the next part. Watch out. So, anybody want a PS2? These aren't my memory cards. This is my brother-in-law's for my older sister and his brothers. I know I've aligned the laser assembly on this one, but I'm not sure if I've aligned the laser assembly on that one. But once again, hit me up. Be the Gravedigger on Twitter, or Shamrock Brock over on Gmail. Fairly sure I haven't done anything with this one because you can see how it's still all clogged up and impacted. Most of the times when I've worked on something, I've cleaned it out and it recollects dust over time. Alright, now on to Xboxes. Been starting at the latest generation, so gotta have your 360 controllers. I don't know, did the 360 controllers stack? No. Not a very satisfying stack. This one stacks on top of that one because of the keyboard. I do have the camera and everything else for the 360. It's just not out right now because none of this stuff is connected, as you can see with how easily I'm moving it around. Alright, so this Xbox 360, I didn't buy it. I was taking the trash out one day when I lived at an apartment complex down in a college town, and there was a clean can and a dry can, a clean can and a dirty can. So like your refuse from your kitchen went in the dirty can. Clean can was like paper, plastic, stuff like that. Someone had thrown this along with all the accessories except for the camera and this faceplate. It had a different faceplate on it. I've changed this one out to the original faceplate, but it had a freaking Xbox Live card still taped on it. So somebody pissed off somebody, and I never figured out who it was or why, but it definitely made me laugh. That's the Xbox contingent. So you know what's coming next. Frickin' mothership controller. You know how hard it was to find this thing? I worked at a game store and it took me 6 months to find a frickin' mothership. And I call it that just because the pure size of the original Xbox controller. And if it would have had the white and the black down here, it would have been a winner. But they couldn't do that because it looked like the other 3-button 2-row. But it still works. I don't have any original Xbox memory cards though. I should look into getting that. I do have a regular Xbox controller. Unfortunately, I think I have a GameCube somewhere, but I think that's hiding out with the Game Boy Color and the Segas. But this is my first Xbox. And guess why I bought it? There was a game called Stubbs the Zombie that was built off the Halo engine. And this was when I was working at the game store, and one of the guys that worked on the video store side with me, I was his manager. He brought this in to try and trade, and the best we could do him was like I think 20 or 30 bucks. I offered him 40 just because it's a Halo special edition. And the only thing wrong with this one is there's a leaky capacitor that's usually in the back of these. You can tell I've opened it up once. And apparently the network adapter doesn't work too good. So I need to take that apart and look at it, see what I can get figured out. That's going to be it for this one. Hope you enjoyed a tour of my gaming systems. I really have an affinity for old tech. It's something I've always had a lot of fun tinkering with. You can fix them, get them up and running again, and keep them going. I think that's the main thing, is just keeping old stuff going is one of my favorite things. I have 8-track players, turntables, modular pieces of stereo equipment, receivers, tape players, FM decks, turntables. I'm not sure if I said turntables yet. But thank you for watching. We'll catch you again next time. So I'm guessing some of y'all saw some of my collection of Hot Wheels. This is the ones I keep inside right now in the photo at the beginning of this, and figured I'd let everybody take a look at what I actually keep inside. There's more. I'm not one of those people that always, like once I hit 18 I kind of got rid of most of my toys. But ever since I just kind of changed my mind about how I feel about some things, I was like, oh, fuck it. It's honestly, it's a lot of fun hobby. Those two cars right there on that rack are about $40 just in and of each other. They're super treasure hunts, which means they have real wheels, better paint, nicer graphics. The X-Men truck right there is, it's a model that I'm currently modifying. I have 4 models of it, and that's the hero model that looked the best out of all the other ones. Gotta have the Volkswagen bus, and front row is a lot of at least the Hummer and the Land Rover and the Ice Charger right there. Are they're Fast and Furious cars, and they have they're all metal body and they have rubber on them. Of course, you got to have the Grand National. And those other Volkswagen buses in the back are another project that I'm gonna tear into after I get my current project done. A Superbird, a Charger. That's a premium line. Bone Crusher. Couple of Bugattis. What's that one with that old school kind of aircraft paint on it there? Yeah. I knew somebody would see it, so I figured I'd pull it out and take a shot of all of them. Let y'all see what odd toys I have for no real reason besides they make me happy.